Okay, it's 1 o'clock.
Yes.
I'm going to call this meeting to order. And roll call, please, Deborah.
Certainly, Lair.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
Hart.
Here.
Hildreth.
Here. Okay, we have the minutes from the last meeting of July 16th. Are there any corrections or additions?
No.
No, okay, the minutes will be approved then. Do we have any member forum speakers?
We certainly do. Carl Brown, if you'd be so kind as to come to the table.
Okay.
You can come here closer if you'd like.
Okay. Yes. I was on the compensation committee for eons, back in the days when we were doing the radical adjustment, when we made some corrections to the CMS process, when we lost Gallagher, when Eric came on board and provided a solution to some of our problems. But in 2018, the committee decided that after we lost Gallagher, that we had problems finding, being able to establish what exactly our budget should be for. And they came up with some look back reports, but couldn't implement them at the time because Eric had not done his work of establishing reasonable medians. And also we had issues with band positioning. I would like to make a presentation to this committee. If that's okay. Certainly I don't have time to go over all this today. You have important business to conduct. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the member forum.
Okay, great. Okay. Arnold, your staff report.
Staff report, yes. Logging in. Okay. Sorry, it's not included in the packet, but I'm going to share the information with you guys. So as of July 2025, we have a total headcount of 265 employees. And then we have hired 35 employees. There's been 22 terms and growth rate.
These are year-to-date numbers.
Yeah,
Those are year-to-date numbers, yes, that's correct. Growth rate is at 5.2%, turnover rate is 8.5%. Average tenure years is 7.9 years now. I mean, we have some employees that have been retiring, that have been here for a very long time. That's why our tenure number has decreased.
Is the 8.5% turnover rate considered healthy?
As of right now, yes, and compared to last year, yes.
And compared to overall.
And compared to the overall all employees that have been hired year to date, that number may change as throughout the rest of the month until the end of the year. So we also have a breakdown. We have a regular full-time employee, 115 employees. Then we also have 83 employees that fall under the union category. Then we have 56 part-time on call, 7 regular part-times, 3 seasonals, and 1 temporary part-time employee.
On the part-time on-call, what is the work that they do?
Some of them are part-time on-call lifeguards, and some are also
By mail clerks.
by the mail clerks, that's correct.
I'm like,
And also some of the range workers. As I mentioned in our last meeting, sometimes we're going to be bringing on board like 5 more range workers, but then we're going to be losing another 5 that are going back to school.
Oh, okay.
So the number will be consistent there. There's a little graph with the numbers instead of percentages. And those are the numbers from last year. Same as of year to date compared to this year. Any questions? No?
Good,
All right.
looks good. Thank you. Okay, unfinished business. I don't see that we have any. So new business. First thing is about the contractual requirements for health and welfare, et cetera. So, Arnold, I'm going to turn that over to you.
Yes, I added, so I have some more detailed information that I want to show to you guys on how we break down the cost for health benefits and also dental vision for non-union employees and then union employees. Let's start with the non-union employees. So this chart right here is similar to the one that is in the packet. I just added some other columns. I included RWC and RPM. So RWC is the blue box, RPM is the green one. So this first column, you'll see here, this is the 2025 budget. For RWC, we budgeted at 1,114,407. The increase that the percentage increase that will be for 2026 after having a meeting with our broker, Willis Towers and Watson, is 4.3%. That's what Kaiser increase will be. So, and that's just medical. So for RWC, so the 1,114,407 times the 4.31%, that goes up to 1,162,438. That's an increase of $48,000. That's just RWC. Non-represented employees, correct. The second column is the same, that's for RPM. So it was budgeted at $841,000 and 823, and increasing of 4.3%. That goes up to 878,000, which is like $36,000 increase. Adding these two numbers, I'm sorry, I'm not adding it. So that was medical. Then we have dental. Dental has increased 7%. Last year for RWC, we budgeted at 61,000. That's increased 7%. That goes up to $65,391. That goes up an increase in dollar amount for 4,278. That RWC. For RPM, it was budgeted at 46,000. 7% increase goes up to 49,000, close to $50,000. That's another $3,262 increase. For vision, there's no increase. We're in contract until next year. The number is not going to change. We will discuss the new increase at next year's meetings. So vision is the same. Life insurance and long-term disability, which is the LTD, those are flat. They're not going to change. It's the same percentage. Same amount. And then for RWC, you can see this last column. So this number right here, that's the total number or increase for medical for RWC, dental for RWC, that goes up to $52,000. And then I also added the column there for RPM, which is $39,000 increase. Both combined will be $91,854. That's for non-represented employees. Any questions with that?
So Arnold, comparing budget doesn't compare to actual.
Correct.
And through June, employee benefits were $50,000 under budget. So should we be budgeting based on an increase over budget or an increase over
normally
actual?
do based on the actual number of employees that are enrolled for benefits. We have a total of enrolled employees, like 95 employees enrolled for benefits. Employees that qualify for benefits are regular full-time employees and regular part-time employees. That adds up to a total of 123 employees that can sign up for benefits.
Okay.
And that number makes an impact in, let's say, it's not just that we may be hiring, there may be some vacant positions. They may come in and they may sign up for benefits.
Right.
Or there may be some other qualifying events. Let's say I have my spouse under my benefits, but then my spouse finds another job and then she can sign up benefits with her new employer. So I can drop her off from my benefits and she will be on her own. So that will then save some money.
Please encourage her. Just kidding.
And, or it could be the opposite. Let's say my wife
Yes.
lost her job and now she doesn't have a benefit. So I will have to add her to my benefit. That's a qualifying life event. So then I will have to add her and that will make changes to the total amount in there.
I think, go ahead.
Oh, that doesn't answer my question though. So is this based on percentage increase of budget, or is it based on cost per employee? Because what I don't like to see is budgeting based on something that was budgeted but may not be real.
So what Amanda will do as she's building this portion of the budget is look at the current number that is taking the benefit, calculate what the percentage increase is for those, and then we look at the number of vacancies and the number of potential as life events that are indicated, and come up with a fill number for that, so we don't end up short, and that's what the final number will be when we present it to you, the draft budget.
So should we be talking about a percentage increase approval, or should we be talking on absolute dollar? That it confuses me.
For this early stage, I think we want to talk about a percentage, just so we have a baseline that we're working with as we refine the process and then start building the actual budget, have the opportunity to look at who's taking what and what is actually vacant and planning for that. It'll get refined before it's actually adopted in September.
Just one more follow-up, and sorry. So the recommendation is based on dollars.
Yeah.
But what we could modify it, if we decide to, is a percentage increase for medical and dental. Yeah, okay.
Given the medical, is that based on the rates we paid for Kaiser?
Yes,
That's what I was gonna ask. That's Kaiser's increasing our cost
correct.
by
That is
7%,
correct.
period.
Yes, we
That's-
get
yeah,
that
that's it.
number from our broker when they're
Okay.
trying to work with Kaiser.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
And the
reasonable.
same with dental, yeah, 4%.
That's pretty reasonable
A
considering what we've
increase of
had in the
4.31 is a
It's-
good news story.
Yeah,
And
that's true.
Our initial planning
Was
based
20.
on was
21.
20, yeah, so I can tell you the level of service that you receive is not equivalent to 4.31, but that's a different story. We are happy with that
The
that
4.3.
number, it is a good story.
So our broker were thinking that we were probably gonna be seeing double digits increase in the percentage, but actually we came up to single digits, which was the 4.3. Yeah. Mhm.
So if you're gonna try to convert this to percentage, at this point, that's pretty tricky to do, right?
Well, we're saying that it's going up 4.31% as reflected in the chart there. But what we're saying too is that 48,000 may go up or down
Depending on what.
depending on what our actual
Mhm.
numbers are, plus an estimate for
Well,
what
it's a
may
rolling.
change.
Because it's hard to estimate who's gonna have a life-changing event.
Or
You can't-
employees
Who's
that- yeah,
getting a
it's-
divorce, who's,
yeah.
I mean, these
What
things,
Life
vacancies we
happens.
may have.
Mhm.
yeah.
I think Susan had it.
Yeah, I've read everything, looked at the report, I understand the RWC figures, which was included in the packet. And the RPM figures, I know that's RPM,
Mhm.
and I don't mean to be naive. Are we assuming that's gonna be part of their budget and will be, I'm concerned about the RPM figures and how that fits into the actions we're looking at today.
So RPM is, the Roswell
Right,
Property
yeah.
Management, and that then gets built into the fees, the overall budget for RPM.
Right.
Goes to the management fee that we charge to the mutuals.
So we're assuming that's gonna be a cost recovery, the RPM expense?
Yeah,
More or
so
less.
it's a separate budget
Yeah,
that operates on a completely nonprofit
Right,
recovery
okay.
basis. So yeah, that determines the fees we charge. The only one that goes in the coupon that you'll see is the RWC. The other part is separate,
Is-
but
yeah.
you approve that budget, so you
Right,
should
okay,
see that.
okay, thanks.
Yeah,
To be a part of the mutual portion of the.
Right.
coupon.
No, I understand, yeah.
That's why initially only had our WC in there,
Right.
and then I decided to add.
Oh,
so you can
okay,
see
okay.
both numbers there. Okay. So, any other questions? Should we move to the union side?
Well,
Well,
are we
how are we
ready
gonna-
for a motion on this
Oh,
side?
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I am, when we were talking about this, it's saying that we're gonna increase of 164,000 over, last year.
Sorry, that's the union.
That's the union.
Oh, that's the
There should be
You're
the
looking
other
at,
one on the.
we're looking at 7P.
Yes.
Oh, we went backwards. That's
Yeah,
why, that's
right.
why when
Yeah,
I'm looking at
that's-
this doesn't make sense. Okay, well,
You're
that,
talking
no
about
wonder
7P.
that didn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Oh, that
Right.
Okay.
conversation.
I'll make a motion.
Will you make a motion, please?
Recommend to the board that RWC increase the non-represented employee benefits program budget for 2026 by 4.31% medical and 7% dental vision.
I'll second. Okay. Any discussion?
Is that workable?
Yep.
Okay.
Roll call, Deborah?
Certainly. Blair,
Yes.
Hildreth,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
and Walker.
Yes.
It's unanimous.
Okay, now we go back to A.
Yeah, now we go
Hey,
back to
okay,
A.
I was
Yeah, right.
thinking, that's not right. Okay, all right. Okay, now talk to us about the other.
Okay. The other. Okay. So this is for union employees, for the union health and welfare, and also the union pension. So for, again, I added the RPM in there, but originally only had RWC. The budgeted was for health benefits was $793,900. And with per our current contract, we are capped on the health and benefits at 8%. But after having some conversation with the unions, so they kind of like gave us an idea that we are probably gonna be now capped at 6%. And that's the number that I used for these calculations.
So you're talking about a 6% increase?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So that would be, this number increasing by 6%, that's $841,000, 534. And that's a difference of $47,000. And that's an increase of 5.66%, which is the 6%. For some reason, Excel gave me that number, which I did the calculation at 6%, but it gave me that number.
But it really should be 6%?
6%, yes,
Okay.
that's rounding it up, yeah.
Okay, all right.
And RPM was budgeted at $571,608. For 2026, increasing at 6%, would be $605,904. So that's a difference of $34,000, 296.48. That's an increase of $6. It gave me the right number there, the right percentage.
Okay.
So that's what will be the increase for union health and welfare. Now for pension, RWC for 2025, it was budgeted at $1,041,050. And how do we calculate the pension? The pension per our current contract, so we increase the pension year after year by 50 cents. So
That's right there.
50 cents, so then we multiplied that by the total number of hours in a year, which is 2,080. And then we multiplied that by the total number of union employees, which is 86. And that's the new number that comes up. Well, after adding to the prior, last year's budget, that's $1,089,930. That's an increase of $48,880, which comes up to a 5%, 4.5% increase. For RPM, same formula. So last year was budgeted at $749,556. Increase doing the same calculation. Let me go back. We have RWC and RPM, but there's a total of 86 employees. Some employees are under RWC, some employees are under RPM. On the first formula there, you can see that there's 47 employees under RWC.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like, yes. At the beginning, my math was not being right because I was using 86 on both. So now for RPM, it's 39 employees. So you'll see adding 39 on 47, that adds up to 86 employees. So the increase for RPM, then the difference will be $40,560. That's an increase of 5% as well. So for RWC, adding the difference on union health and welfare and union pension, that adds up to $96,540. And for RPM is an increase of 34,286 for union health and welfare, and the pension goes up to 40,560. That adds up to $74,856.48.
So Arnold, we're in the midst of a negotiation,
Yeah.
right? And so these are estimates.
Those are based on the current contract that we have right now.
Mhm.
If we're continuing with the negotiations, we estimate that number is gonna go lower.
You think it's a
percentage?
little lower?
Yes, for the percentage.
So again, I wonder at us approving absolute dollars rather than percentages, because number of employees could fluctuate as well.
Yes, I would think we go with percentages again. And if this is, maybe it's no higher than 6%, no higher than 5%, if you
Correct.
think the number might go lower.
That's correct.
Because, I mean, does that make sense?
Where did we come up with the 50-cent increase?
Yeah.
That was established at the beginning of the contract on 2021.
So that's part of the
That's
That
part
was,
of the contract.
but that's correct.
So, I'm just, is there any reason, not to use the percentages if that would impact your ongoing negotiations?
I think you're just fine using the percentage of not to exceed 6% for health and welfare, not to exceed 5% for union pension. And if we need to make adjustments to that prior to final adoption of the budget based on negotiations of what the board agrees to and what the union agrees to, we can make that but for the purposes of preliminary budgeting, those percentages would work.
So the magic word here is preliminary.
Right. Any idea when the negotiations will conclude?
So we have extended the current contract for another 2 months, 60 more days. So we have until the end of September
Okay.
to finish everything and have the final numbers.
Okay, so that's after the budget meetings. Yeah.
It may be sooner, so if I get information, I'll share that ASAP.
Okay.
So just one question, Arnold, did I hear you say that currently in the contract, it's 8% for the
That we're
increase?
capped at 8%.
You're capped at 8?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
So they
Okay.
cannot increase the health
right.
and welfare more than 8%.
And what are we at, just capped at 8, and what are we at for this year?
6%
Okay,
for 2026.
yeah.
So
and
once
for
the
2025?
once the union goes to their broker.
Yeah, right,
it's
then they're
their
gonna
number,
find- yeah,
they will
They give
okay.
us
give us
the
a-
actual.
Okay, I'm just
Yeah.
trying to think.
No, yes.
Strategy
Those are all
with the
good
union.
questions, yes.
Okay.
This is
Don't
more of a
talk too
guess
much about
because
it,
we,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is
okay.
more a guess than the other.
And we talk about percentage increases, we're talking about percentage increase, not against budget from 2025.
against
We're talking
their-
about percentage increase in
the
cost.
Cost, yeah.
Does anybody want to make a motion?
Could I just make sure I understand? And I think you have it up there, but I want to see it in front of my eyes. The 74 and the 96. That
That's
comes
for
out to the
RPM.
164. I know, but I'm looking, how do I want to make sure I understand what is comprised in the 164, 539.
Oh, yes, no, that was a different number, different calculation. That's why I had to break it down by
Right.
the total number of.
Right.
Because we can just total the full number of employees. Right now, that calculation was based on a flat number from what the employer pays per employee for their medical benefits. The employer pays $1,323.2 per employee per month on their health benefits. We only pay 80%, the employee pays 20%.
Which is pretty good. I'll tell you.
Yes, so using that number, and then you increase the 6%, since now it's broken down into 2 different groups, the RWC and RPM. So, but if you use the total 86 employees, and then using that number that we pay per employee per month on their health and benefits, it's gonna change a little. That's why that number is not the most accurate one, it would be the one we're looking at the table.
Okay.
And if we go with percentage instead of
yeah.
like that, it really seems to make more sense that way.
By the way, we're not contributing anything to annuities.
No, that comes out of employee wages.
Okay, so does somebody want to make a motion?
Sure. So,
Mr. Motion.
well, I don't like the wording here. I recommend
Yeah.
board approval of an increase in 2026 union benefits of 6% for health and welfare and 5% for pension.
Not to exceed.
Not to exceed
Not
those
to exceed.
percentages, yes.
I'll second. Any more discussion?
Can I say something more?
Oh,
There
yes.
is another wording in there that we also are gonna be, making a
2%.
motion for the 2%
Yeah.
increase for the.
Should we do
wages.
that separate, or you want to do it together?
I think that should be separate.
I think it should be two, because it's really two different things. Okay, so any more discussion on the motion at hand? Okay, roll call, please, Deborah.
Certainly. Claire,
Yes,
Hildreth,
Yes.
Hurt,
yes.
and Walker.
Yes,
It's unanimous.
Okay, so now on to the second part of this topic, which is the 2% increase of base wages using the same percentage that we used for non-union.
Correct.
Any discussion on that? Or is that just pretty straightforward?
but again, we're still in negotiation, right? So this could change.
For change.
And you don't want to, on this one, do you say not to exceed 2%?
Or we just say 2% for budgeting purposes.
For a budget,
I
oh,
like
that's a
that.
good
I like-
idea.
I like
I like that, yeah. Okay.
I think they're looking at you.
Do you want a motion?
Sure, let's
Gotta make
move,
sure the
let's
wording's
move.
right, yeah.
Recommended the board an amount equal to, not to exceed 2% increase in base wages for budgeting purposes for 2026.
I'll second.
Does that do it, Susan?
Sure, yeah,
Oh.
sure, yeah. I want
Well,
to
you
make
had
sure I
a
understand it.
scowl on your face, and I wondered.
Any other discussion? Okay, roll call, please, Deborah.
Certainly. Did you need anything before? Okay, just checking.
Yeah, no,
Claire,
yeah, yes.
Hildreth,
Yes.
Hurt,
Yes.
and Walker.
Yes,
It's unanimous.
So just, I probably should have brought it up during discussion, but I just want to understand what the board approved in terms of 2% increase for budgeting purposes for staff, at the last board meeting. How is this different from that?
This
How
is
is
union
this-
people.
Yeah, but it was everybody, I thought.
No.
The 2% was just not union.
non-represented, right?
Oh, that was just non-represented.
Correct.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm trying to make sure I keep everything straight. So this then is specifically applying to the union employees. Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Okay,
That's all I have.
okay, and I don't think we have any other new business. So our next meeting will be October 8th, 2025 at 1 o'clock here.
Carol, you've got to extend it at least 2 minutes to get to a half an hour, because
So.
that's my minimum.
Is that your
Yeah.
minimum? I didn't realize you had a
Like, what do you
minimum.
call that, a call? What do you call that? A minimum call under the union contract.
Oh,
Isn't that what it's called? A minimum? No, it's not minimum call.
I don't know.
See, I'm stretching it.
Yes, you are. You're just talking, you're just talking. Okay, so, I'm gonna just wait till it gets to be 1:30. I mean, we
think-
talked
I can
about
ask a
everything we were
question?
supposed to talk about.
You thought, you mentioned, Arnold, that you thought you might get negotiations done before the extension ends?
yes.
And the extension is till September
The end of
30th?
September. Yes, that's correct.
So there's no comp committee meeting scheduled for
September.
September.
Right, so this is, the next one is October,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Do you
October.
currently have anything on the agenda for October?
No, there's nothing.
But it could be.
But there could be something.
Okay, so for right now, we'll say there's a meeting in October.
Okay.
Okay, All right, the meeting is adjourned.
29. Oh, wait, 1:30.
I was looking.